Hello, and welcome to the second of our Tales from the Loop sessions for the Gauntlet Hangouts. This is an arc that will go for 6 sessions with Tales from the Loop, and then we'll probably move forward into the Things from the Flood arc, which is going to have a gap of a few years. So our characters right now are in 1988. They are kids of varying ages, from a young hick to a older troublemaker with a sweeping range in between of the group here. This is part of the Gauntlet Hangouts, as I said. This is an online gaming community. You can find out more about that at gauntlet-rpg.com. That includes a variety of things, a blog. It includes a monthly zine with our Patreon. It includes a variety of podcasts, including the Plus One Forward podcast, which just like yesterday released an episode on cinematic role-playing. That is very cool. So you should check all that out. What we're going to do is start with our characters introducing themselves just briefly. This is a game that uses safety tools. We're using the X card, which is especially important for tone and material because we are dealing with games regarding kids. We've got some things that are lined and veiled, and we'll come back to that. I would like to take a little bit at the end of today to do Stars and Wishes, just to kind of do a check-in on that. But otherwise, we're going to roll into this. So today, I'm going to look at the character keeper, and I like to change the order up. So Rich, working my way across the character keeper here and wrapping around, you're going to be first today. Give us the 30-second pitch on Nicole.
I am playing Nicole Juzak, whose nickname that she did not choose is Juice Shack. She is the computer geek type. She's 12. She is very smart and the best student in the entire school. Smartest student.
I heard that.
Smartest student in the entire school. Yeah, that's she didn't. It just is. And her drive to be with this group is that they are her game group, whether they know it or not. She is secretly a nerd and does everything possible to appear normal, but there are little hidden places that show off her geekery, and she feels like she can be herself around them. Her dad works for Tandy, the high-tech corporation, and she has all kinds of Radio Shack items that she gets free, and her dad picks up on deep discount. Lives in a really nice newly built home, and so her main item is her Tandy 1100 HD notebook computer. It is blazing fast.
Excellent. Let me come then to Darlene.
Okay, Darlene Agostino is 12 years old. At school, she's kind of the weirdo. It just so happens that her family runs the funeral home. That's her 2 uncles. And then her mom and she moved in there with them about 2 years ago because her dad disappeared. So she's kind of new to this area relative to the other kids who have grown up here. And she sticks out because she always dresses in clothes that probably look more like church clothes or Sunday clothes for when she's always in a dress. It always has lace. She has little patent leather shoes. And usually the colors are dark. And then the other thing is she wears makeup, but not like the other girls do, because her mom is practicing to be a cosmetologist for dead people. Anyway, so there. Okay. Oh, and her favorite thing, her key item is the camera that used to belong to her father before he disappeared.
One quick question. Your anchor is your Uncle Albie. Now, Is that uncle the one that is related to you by blood or otherwise?
I don't know if Darlene knows. Does that make any sense?
Sure.
All right.
Okay. Which brings us to Holly.
She is the troublemaker, 14. Her mom left when she was little, and her grandma died, I think I said a few years ago. And things started going downhill after that. Her dad used to work at the Loop, but now he just drinks. And the school janitor, who is kind of one of the only other people that I really could go to, is now missing.
Excellent. And we have a lead on that you tracked down. That brings us to Justin. Justin, who does not yet have a picture.
Justin, whose player apparently cannot find the keywords to bring up young children on image searches. I've given up twice now.
I will tell you, it has been difficult to find 80s photos that aren't just pop stars. Yeah. So tell us about Justin.
So Justin is he's the bookworm of the group. He's 13 years old, and his sort of recent history is about 6 months ago. His dad died under circumstances that no one will tell him about, and that became even more mysterious when no one would let him even see the body. He broke into the funeral home to find that they were burying an empty casket with just weights in it, and no one will answer questions about that either. Let's see. I go to school. I'm definitely the smartest kid in school. I don't know these weird things that other people keep saying, but they're obviously just ignorant about the truth of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't be mad at people for ignorance.
Really?
Well, I mean, you're not supposed to be, at least.
Fair enough.
Let's see. Sort of important things to him are his magnifying glass, his old, oversized Vietnam Army jacket, and his collection of, science fiction, mid-century classics, all of which come from his dad. His mom, Samantha, they've been having a lot of things they're not talking about, or things that they shouldn't be talking about. She won't tell him about his dad. She started working at the Loop facility shortly after that. We've got a new house, a new car, a lot of new things, and it's all just questions have become sort of taboo in our house.
All right. And you got that fancy new TV last time.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm also helping Holly look for Jeffrey the janitor. I liked him too, and also I have this sort of heroic romantic quest idea in my head for Holly.
Excellent. Finally, Ronald, Buzz Peterson. Darren, tell us about Ronald.
Just Buzz, please.
Just Buzz, okay.
Buzz lives in the country. He works on the farm with his family, but unfortunately his dad has been pretty sick, and he can't do as much. And I think his mom is very worried about that. So worried that his sister, who wants to go to Purdue for agri-science, is getting a lot of pushback from the family, not to mention the cost. And Buzz is just a little 10-year-old who just wants to make sure his parents are happy, I think.
Excellent and heart-wrenching, both at the same time. There we go.
Yeah, the dog. I forgot about the dog.
Oh yeah, what is the dog's name again?
The dog is named Cop because he polices the farm animals.
And he's a husky?
A German Shepherd.
German Shepherd.
Mm-hmm. Too warm for that sort of job for a husky in the Midwest.
Okay. Sherry had a German Shepherd, and they always had a lot of kids at her family's house when she was growing up. And the German Shepherd would circle the yard, and slowly over time herd them all into one area in the yard. And it would be a while, and then they'd realize that the dog had been doing that.
It's fantastic.
So last time, Holly had found a packet of photos that had been sent off for developing, which she borrowed, and then the group came together. They looked at the photos. one person was brought in when they were interrupted trying to do something with their science project that they weren't able to interfere with. And the group eventually were able to put the photos into the hands of Darlene, who did some collage work and was able to bring up and resolve these blurry photos of some sort of outdoor location that you could swear it looks like there's a dinosaur there. So we're taking up on that Friday after this discovery. And I think I want to start with Darlene because she is the one with the sort of the information to spread. And let's kind of do that bit there, that school scene. We'll kind of do a school scene and then we'll look at an everyday within that context. So Darlene, when you get to school, what do you do? It's you've got that 15 minutes before first period.
I know, and the thing about Holly is you never know where she's going to be because sometimes she's with the scary kids that are smoking, but I have to get her all the other negatives back because they belong to her. And so that's like sort of the most important thing. So I think that she's like going around the school, and the smokers are like, they're not in the back, but they go around the side, and then there's these big bushes, and so she's kind of going around there and going up very quietly because this is super scary to her, and looking for Holly.
Holly, who is the ringleader of the smokers?
Let's call him Danny.
Danny. So Danny's there. Is he a lot older? Is he like a senior, or is he just a little bit older?
Probably whatever the age cap for this school is.
Okay.
Just a year below.
So he's a senior. There's some talk that he got held back a year, and has there, and so they're all casual, leaning against the brickwork, smoking. And what's your? I mean, do you try to lean with them, or are you standing there? How do you position yourself in that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably on the younger side for this group, so it's just like hanging out, listening to people's conversations, like chipping in, like, hey, yeah, that this thing that I know ties in this way, but not like I'm not like standing next to Danny or anything.
Right, kind of at that awkward edge, and you will see sort of like literally peek her head around the corner, around just over the bushes. You will see Darlene there, kind of like looking. What would you do?
See if anyone's looking at me, and then just I'll be right back.
Do you want to try and play it really cool?
I'll try.
Okay, let's have you make a sneak roll. To fly casual.
And it's 2d6.
Well, it'll be for you. You've got a body of 4 and a sneak of 1, so you're going to be rolling 5 dice. And I'm going to find...
I got a 5 and a 6, and everything else is low.
The 6 is exactly what you needed. So you're actually kind of impressed at how cool she plays it, Darlene. That Holly casually kind of wanders away from the group and gets up to where you are.
All right. And my heart is beating really fast. I'm like leaning against the other corner of the building, waiting. And when she comes around, I'm so relieved. I mean, she's just like, oh, Holly, I have your negatives.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you have them?
Yeah. Give them to me.
Okay. And I go, and I think I know what the picture is. Do you want to see?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
it's over
okay.
there.
And she'll open up a folder, and she's got it like in the sort of plastic thing that you keep that you keep photos in, like if you're a hobbyist. So she's very carefully put this into this thing so it looks professional and everything. And she hands it to you, and she goes, "This is your copy."
But what did you do to it?
Okay, so I took all of the negatives, and what I did is I
No, I mean like that. Looks like a dinosaur.
I know that's what was on the negatives if you put them together. See,
You must have messed it up.
no. I lined them up on, see how its teeth, it has that weird gap between the two longer ones? I could find that white in all the pictures, and I lined them up that way. So there's nothing else. No.
Darlene, that looks like a dinosaur.
I know. I think that's what he saw. I'd run too. That's why the pictures are so bad.
So I'm going to draw in.
But she keeps pointing to the two pictures that are the two fang things that she used to line the.
I was like, but dinosaur.
Yeah. And she goes,
Nicole. No. Nicole, you did not get a chance to sabotage your science project yesterday. And you know that they're going to be moving them over today, and maybe this time before class is maybe your one chance to do that. But you will see Darlene and Holly like engaged in like a deep conversation. What do you want to do, Nicole?
I can ask later. I mean, Darlene's like my best friend. I'm doing the thing. I got it. And I know they're not going to interrupt me because they're out here. So
you will go in and you're going to essentially try to disable your science project, take it apart so that nobody kind of realizes that.
Yeah, maybe I've got my little, tiny screwdriver thing. I want to take out a few bolts so that it falls apart on me. Oh no!
Let's have you roll Tinker.
Okay. All right. So I am rolling. I've got. Sorry. Walk me through building this.
So what you're going to have is Tinker is associated with tech. So you get 4 dice from tech and 1 die from Tinker.
So just 5d6?
5d6, and you roll those, and you're looking for at least 1 6 on the dice.
I got a 6.
You will take it apart. You can see your hard work, the hard work that you ascribed to your father, but was in fact your own genius. You will disable that and kind of get it so when they go to transport it, it's just going to collapse.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's good.
Meanwhile, Ronald, we established that you ride the same bus as Darlene, so you will see, maybe kind of follow along, and you see Darlene and Holly like in deep conversation.
And Nicole, did your computer fall apart like right in front of him?
Oh, she has gone into the science room to disable that.
Got it. Okay, that was the one thing I needed. Darlene and Holly. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk over to them, calling out to them very loudly. Hey, Darlene, Holly. Hey, what are you guys looking at?
I look back around the corner, and take Darlene probably by the arm. Like, come on, let's go inside.
Where are y'all going?
Do you let Buzz catch up to you?
Yeah. Just like
we just have to go into the building. That's all.
Okay. So Buzz, you'll catch up to them. And what do you tell Buzz?
Well, She carefully takes out another copy of the photo and gives it to him and goes, "This is your copy."
It looks like when the cows are pregnant.
What?
It's like when they take a picture of the baby.
Oh.
You see it? It's got the head and what is that?
It's a dinosaur, Buzz, obviously.
Well, okay. Well, Holly, I'm not even that stupid. I may not have done well in second grade science, but I think I know there's no more dinosaurs.
And Darlene points at it and points to the fangs. See? I lined all of those up.
Are you sure this isn't a cow?
It's definitely not a cow. It's not on 4 legs.
That's a good point.
Now, Buzz, do you think that they don't know what they're talking about, or do you think they're right, or do you think they're trying to pull one over on you?
Oh, I think they're trying to pull one over on me.
You're deeply skeptical. You have an older
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah,
So
I've been through the rigmarole before.
So Buzz has that look of absolute, stubborn skepticism then on his face.
Okay.
Cows usually aren't on 2 legs, but sometimes they do get scared and it looks like they kind of rear up at first.
And Darlene looks like she's about to tear up. She goes, "No, really, I lined up the teeth."
Has Nicole seen this? She's smart. She'll know.
Okay.
Let me cut from that to Justin. Justin, as you are coming in, it is a Midwestern school, so there are lots of trucks in the parking lot. So as you are coming in, and you will see the librarian out in the parking lot, like kind of engaged in an argument. Maybe they're fighting, maybe with this person, this guy you haven't seen before.
Okay. I think I start going towards them in the way of like, I'm monofocused on the idea of like, I need to catch her outside of school because she's using these like weird rules of we can't talk about non-school business on school property or whatever. So I need to ask her about Jeffrey. But it's one of those things where I get like fairly close before it dawns on me what sort of conversation they're having, and that like walking up to 2 adults, one of whom I don't know, who are arguing in a parking lot, and just like, maybe this isn't the best idea. So I think there's like a late and awkward attempt to hide and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, let's have you roll sneak. On a 6, you can get close enough to hear a tidbit. Otherwise, they're probably going to kind of shut their conversation down.
So I have a grand 3 there. Let's see, Vishna, and you're not helping. Oh, that is a 6 though.
You will get up close, and you will see this guy. He's got jeans and a belt on with a big buckle, and he's wearing a Zeppelin T-shirt with the Houses of the Holy cover on it, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I don't know. No, I don't know. And she's like, we're going to be in trouble. This is where I work. Do you understand that? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It ain't on me. It ain't on me. We're just, it's all cool. We'll go out again. It'll be cool. You just simmer down. And you see that Mary looks upset and kind of eventually kind of realizes what time it is, and goes to leave, and this guy like kind of leans in for a kiss, and she pulls away.
Trouble. You knew she knew something about Jeffrey. Must be what they were talking about.
And you can tell you're going to be late if you don't get hustling right now.
It's like tear back and forth for, but I can't be late. I mean, that's being late.
Fair enough. So let's check in briefly. Let's assume that the group is going to try and get together, say after school, just to kind of put that as a highlight point. Tell me about something about this school day, Darlene.
I think that it's a weird, disorienting day because it's in math class, and I am just barely good enough at math to be in the same class that Nicole is in. So we're in the like honors class for middle school, and so like whereas for her it's super easy, eye-rollingly easy. I'm at the table where we get a little help. I mean, not that we're stupid, but we just need, we're not the cutting edge there. And it's one of those super disorienting project days where we're supposed to build something that is that illustrates what's going on. And my table mates send me over to spy on Nicole to figure out what she's doing so we can do something similar. But it's that sort of weird, like doing a thing that's just a little disorienting, like she's unsure of, and then having to try to approach Nicole in a thing where she's uncertain about where she stands with her.
Nicole, where do you stand when Darlene comes by in a more public space like this? Do you shut her down?
I think I stiffen a little bit, but then I play it off and I just kind of brush my hair a little bit. Hello, Darlene. Did you need some help?
And she looks immensely relieved. And she's like, and she goes, well, and she sort of looks at, like the Tinker Toy things. And she's like, we couldn't get that angle. What are you doing to do that?
So, and she beckons over and starts to kind of scribble some stuff out and tries to break it down like to the simplest part and work it up, which is kind of fun, but she's in a position of power. So I think that Nicole's more comfortable talking with her because it's not like they're being friends. She's tutoring somebody. So she's pretty open about this. And
that seems fair. Justin, what's your reaction when you see Darlene goes over to Nicole for help?
To the smartest kid.
I mean, whatever. She got like first place on that computer code writing contest last month, but that doesn't mean she's the best at it. That just means like she did well on that one. I don't know. I think it's sort of sexist for Darlene to assume that like a man can't write code as good as a woman can.
What kind of circle of people are you in class? Do you have a couple of friends that you sit with, or are you by yourself? What do you imagine that is?
I think I'm at sort of the like default corner of friends in class.
Okay.
The sort of like we're not in with anyone else, so we end up in the same parts of like classes or the lunchroom or the library or assemblies or whatever. So we know each other, but friends is like strong.
There's Dwight, who like loves like late night movies and always talks about those. And there's Skippy, who, well, in another decade or two, they will have diagnosed what sort of ADHD is on a regular basis. They're the two that you kind of get stuck with a lot. They probably don't notice much about the social dimension of things here. Let me cut away from you. Let me ask Buzz. Buzz, you're the youngest, so you're probably not in any classes with your friends here.
I don't think so.
What is your best subject?
PE.
And what is it about PE? I mean, is it that you're able to climb the ropes and do the Arnold Schwarzenegger fitness test, or is it jumping jacks, or is it dodgeball? What is it?
I guess it's probably dodgeball. I don't know. PE's okay. I think what Buzz is really looking forward to is a shop class, but he's too young and he can't do it yet.
Yeah, no, that's all exciting and stuff. Are you a mean dodgeball player?
He's probably perceived that way. I think Buzz is maybe just I think he gets caught up in the competition and he can throw a ball. So
oh yeah, you and both you and Holly have significant force, so you are the one where when we hear you throw the ball and it hits, we hear that firm whack, and maybe from a kid, and then they're nursing their arm as they go away, is there someone your grade that is a rival to you?
Yes, there has to be.
Okay. Boy or a girl?
This is another boy.
Okay. Is this our Chad?
That's what I was thinking. I can't decide if this is like the rich kid or if this is like a kid from like another farm who's like competition or something.
What do you think?
Let's do a rich kid, a kid of like a son of like a executive or someone who works at the Loop even.
Okay. And Chad is good looking, even for a 10-year-old, and he's athletic, and he's got his Izod on, and it usually comes down to the two of you like running back and forth. Does he get the edge on you this time, or is this one of those times that you managed to pull it out?
I think we're gonna have to leave that to fate.
Okay,
I'm not giving in.
Let's have you roll 6 dice then.
6 whole dice. I'm stealing these purples and one of the teal. We'll say. Oh, Chad wins.
And there is that moment where you're all excited because it's just down to the two of you, and you throw it and you think you've done it right, and he catches it.
Man.
And then whips it right back, and before you can get it, you take it straight in the face.
Man.
And when you hit the ground, everybody goes, "Oh!" And you get up, and you think you might actually have a black eye.
At least I don't think I even say anything.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk to
the walk of shame off the field. Holly, you're a little bit older than the others, Darlene and Nicole, Buzz, Justin. Are you in any of their classes?
I don't think I would be, or maybe Because someone's 13. Justin's 13, right?
Yeah.
Depending on when our birthdays fall, we might be in the same grade.
Do you think?
I was in class with the other two,
Okay.
so
no, then so I wouldn't have classes.
So you're a little isolated. Well, let's pick one class that you do have with them, maybe kind of an elective thing, because we know that you stood up for.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So is there like a more optional class like home ec, or like a creative writing or art or choir or something like that you share?
Let's do home ec because that sounds awful.
All right. So
they teach like how to make eggs.
Yes. And was it the cooking portion? Yeah. So the home ec teacher probably still regards you with a degree of suspicion.
Yeah, and I mean, like, this is actually stuff that Holly should know because her dad is like not into this. Like, this is stuff that her grandma would probably used to do before she died, but now that's not an option anymore. So she should be paying attention.
Yeah. Now, here's the question: do you keep up on the recipe cards? That is the homework for home ec. Is you've got to write out on 3x5 cards. You've got to write out recipes and bring those in. Do you think that you bring those in?
So you find them from other places?
Yeah.
She just copies them down from like old cookbooks and things.
Okay.
So it's like zero effort, but yeah.
And that's the thing is that the teacher always looks at your cards and, looks at your handwriting and takes a little bit longer to go through them than other kids. But do you think you sit next to Darlene in that class?
Probably like behind or in front of.
Okay.
Nicole, not Darlene.
Nicole, I'm sorry, Nicole. I apologize.
Yeah,
so
she's there's something else that I had with her. Yeah, Nicole thinks she's better than us. So
you can tell that Nicole's chatting with her little friends and she's kind of doing that deliberate ignoring of you. Are you cool with that, or do you push that at all today?
I think I'm looking at that photo and just because I was pretty skeptical at first, but like the longer I look at it and like thinking, he did disappear, and maybe I don't think it's a dinosaur, but maybe he did see something.
Okay.
And I do want to find that out.
Who is it who like sees it and maybe calls you on it? Is it another student, or is it the teacher coming over and calling you on having?
Oh, definitely the teacher.
And there's that looming feeling of the home ec instructor, and they'll say very loudly, "Miss Miller, what is that you have there?"
I just shoved down nothing.
Nothing? Looked like a comic book or of some kind?
I glare at her. It's nothing.
Well, why don't you come up and show us how to temper these eggs?
Shoving it like in a book or my backpack or something so she cannot see it. I'll stand up and just very grudgingly go to the front of the classroom. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing.
Nicole has thought of 4 different things that she could have said to save Holly and said not.
None of them. Your friends are all giggling that Holly, the older one, got called out in class.
I'm not giggling. I'm so intently watching this. I'm like trying to will egg tempering powers towards her.
Holly, does Holly know at all how to temper an egg?
I don't even know how to temper an egg.
So there's that bit where you kind of stand there and you've got this hot liquid that she's got, and she's got a cracked egg, and you stand there for a while.
And the egg is already cracked.
Yeah.
I just drop it in the water. And then
And
look at her like, that good enough.
She'll say, the teacher says, Mrs. Johnson, no, that is not how that is done. Nicole, would you like to come up and show the class how to temper an egg?
Okay.
And she'll take another bowl of hot liquid. She'll crack another egg. Nicole, please.
Yeah. So Nicole comes up and she looks at Holly apologetically, and I think she knows how to temper. I mean, she takes copious notes. She did not want to be here, right? But her mom signed her up for this class, and it's not like, yeah. So
you take the egg and you add a little bit of the hot liquid to it, and then you stir it. And then you add a little bit more and stir it so that the egg comes up to temperature, so that when you add it to the liquid, it doesn't immediately cook. And you do it very well. And Holly, are you cool with that? Or
I mean, I'm cool with her knowing how to do it. I'm not cool with how the teacher handled it.
Okay.
Because it feels to me like this is the same sort of situation that I stood up for Nicole in, except
shit.
and the bell will ring.
Yes, stomp back to my desk, grab my stuff. Don't even look at Nicole.
So let's assume that the group has chosen to meet up after school. Does that seem like a fair assumption, since you talked about investigating yesterday? Is this here, or are you going to meet at the barn clubhouse? What do you think this is? It is Friday.
We gotta meet at the barn. It's the clubhouse.
Yeah. I think it's that we all have our different things that we have to do immediately after school, or at least some of us do. So we can't meet up. I will have, however, during the school day, have managed to find at least most of you and shove your copy of the picture into your hands.
So I'm going to assume that the four of you bike out to the barn. Let me ask this, Justin. What kind of bike do you have? 10 speed, 3 speed, just a mono speed?
I think it's like a 3 speed. It's sort of an older bike.
Do you have a basket on it?
I mean, it's like painted a cool color.
Okay. And Holly, what kind of bike do you have?
Something a few years old.
Okay. Is it an older 10 speed? Is it an older BMX bike?
I don't know anything about bikes.
Okay. So a big fancy racing bike, or is it a little more sort of kid run across dirt bike?
Yeah, it's not fancy.
Okay.
So
you've got
around town bike.
It's probably, even because you've grown up, it's probably a little bit too small for you. But it still makes you look cool because you've got a BMX. And you can off-road, people think. It's not really, but that's how it goes. And what about you, Darlene?
I have an old person's bike. It's I mean, it's not a tricycle, but it's an older bike, and it has like a very sturdy shopping basket on the front, and it has like the little wheel pump that's like mounted on the side. It's one of my uncle's bikes that it was part of the funeral home, but they've had it fixed up so that it's workable for me.
Yeah, it probably weighs like 30, 40 pounds.
Oh yeah, it's made with like, cast iron as far as she can tell.
So it's sometimes a labor to get it up to speed and to bring it to a stop.
Yep. And she runs alongside it and jumps onto it, even though that's kind of hard to do, but it's the only way to actually get going and have it stay upright. So for her.
And Nicole
has a brand new Huffy 24-inch bike, 10-speed, and it's a little big for her, but her dad insists that she'll grow into it because girls grow fast. And he's also done a few studies on the average growth rates of the females in both sides of the family, and he has a chart, and so she went with it. But it's totally cool, and it has a bell on it.
So I'm assuming other people probably got their bikes either hand-me-downs or at Kmart or Sears, whereas there's a bike shop in town. And your dad,
bike shop. They're very inexpensive. I have the streamers, the little ribbons on the side. It's really
so the four of you will arrive at Buzz's house. Buzz, your mom has come home, and your dad is home, but your mom says he's taking a nap. And she has brought some big bags of Fritos for you to take out to your friends. And they were on sale, so she's got those for you. And your sister has done her chores very quickly because she's apparently going out tonight.
Patty, where are you going?
Out.
Do you think you could? I didn't get this one thing done. I gotta go, but can you help me out with that before you leave?
No.
Patty,
you do your chores.
Patty, I don't have any time. There's like a mystery.
There's like a mystery?
Darlene has this picture of a cow and she wants to look into it.
Slam.
Patty. What an older sister.
She slams her door. She's got all the old like stickers on her door, like from baseball cards and things like that. Garbage Pail Kid stickers and that. She regrets them. She's tried to scrape them off over the last few years, but they stick like magnets to the wood. So the four of you can go out to the barn that you have this telescope, and all the little glass windowy bits and things, and eventually Buzz comes running in, maybe a little red faced from doing the chicken feeding there, running around on that, and Darlene, you have the chance to present your findings.
I will. I have created a series of photos that show how I superimposed each negative on top of the other. So I essentially show them the series of this was the original picture, and this is how I match them up. And I go, and so I think that this is about as good a version of this creature or thing as I can create with those negatives.
And I think you hadn't managed to find Justin over the course of the day, so this is like the first he's getting of all of it. And you go through the presentation and you like get to the last slide and put it up, and he just goes, "Holy cow, it's a dinosaur!"
And she says, "I know."
That's so cool. Is that like a neck frill or something?
She goes, I don't know anything about dinosaurs, but except it looks like one. She looks back at it and goes, and sort of squints at it and goes, maybe a neck frill?
That's radical. You did a great job with this, Darlene. I mean, when I saw the first pic, I thought maybe it was cow, like Buzz said, but this is totally a dinosaur. Totally.
And I look at Buzz because he's the one. He's the one that disbelieves.
All right, I'm starting to see maybe it's not a cow.
Yes. Yes. All right. So what are we going to do? I think we can look at the pictures and see if we can figure out where this is. So I printed those out too.
Man, we gotta look for something. We gotta look for this. I mean, there could be like a time portal, or they could be like doing DNA recombination research. Maybe there's a mass transporter.
Anyway.
I'm like, oh no. She goes, well, okay, so, and she'll look at the tree lines. She'll show you that you can see some water off here and stuff like that. So does this look familiar to anyone?
Holly, let me ask you this. What's your take on this dinosaur hypothesis now?
I mean, it's impossible, right? But it's something that Jeffrey took a picture of like right before he disappeared, and that means something. So even if it's not a real, even if it's just like a statue, or it's something.
That seems fair. So I think that as a group, when you go to look at this, you'll be able to figure out a general area where this is taken. But I want somebody to roll investigate to see if you can figure out a more specific location. So who is our investigator supreme here?
I think that's probably Justin as he whips out his magnifying glass and like goes detail by detail over the pictures.
Enhance. Okay.
Magnify and enhance.
Let's have you roll investigate with a couple extra dice. With 9 dice, there's almost no chance you could fail.
Oh, thanks for the vote of confidence and curse, Lowell. All right, 9 new dice. Ooh, 2 6s.
2 6s. So you will take a look at the map, and you kind of are judging like at one shot in the far distance. You kind of see the sun, and you see the reactor, some of that, and then there's another shot that is off to one of the towers, and you look closely to kind of ID which tower it's at, and the grounds that are around there. And you are pretty sure that this is over in Tambo Forest, pretty kind of close to the shoreline and towards the center there. It's an area that people go to much less frequently now since the loop construction. If they want to go to a park, they go to Hemingway Park, or they go to the Mercer Wildlife Area. But at Tambo's not as fun, and they say that it's full of ticks. So yeah, you've got a location. You're pretty sure where this is.
Okay, so if we're going to go there and there's a dinosaur, I don't think we should just ride our bikes over there.
What do you suggest?
like a net or something.
Oh, like ride our bikes with a net, not ride a net.
That will definitely slow us down.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
we could extend it between the bikes and go around the dinosaur once we're there.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Thanks.
Okay.
But I mean, what if they've brought more dinosaurs through? Like, what if there's a whole pack of them?
Okay, we need binoculars.
Ooh, reconnaissance gear.
Yeah. So she sort of stops and goes, does anyone have binoculars?
No.
So to get binoculars, I'm going to interrupt to talk about mechanics here. If you need to get something you might not ordinarily have, contact is the way that you can get stuff that would be out of the ordinary for you. Or you could go into a store and shoplift.
Yikes.
What?
Just saying.
Okay.
So let me ask you this, Darlene. Where would you get a net?
Oh, well, I would go to, and she sort of stops and goes, well, you get one at the bait shop. I mean, they have all the fishing stuff there, and fishing people use nets, right?
Probably a little bit smaller than you would use for a dinosaur, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. They have volleyball nets. Those are big.
All right.
We can get one from school.
So okay, so get a volleyball net from school.
Yes.
That is your plan. What does Buzz think about all of this?
I mean, I think Buzz is sad right now because Tambo Forest is where his dad would tell him stories about going camping as a kid. So he's just thinking about his sick dad and like the cool stories about Tambo Forest.
Yeah, because it was a difficult forest. It was the tough forest to go camping in.
I thought it was very cool. And he hasn't got, since the loop was built, he got sick. He hasn't gotten to take me camping.
No.
So I'm just looking sad and like a little kid lost in memories.
Nicole, what are your thoughts? Anything you need to prepare for this? Are you down with getting a volleyball net and going chasing dinosaurs?
I mean, it seems like it's mostly Justin's thing, so I guess. But I am interested. I'm just not going to go crazy and be nerdy like, oh my God. But I think I need to get some trail mix because you need to keep up your energy. And I probably need to get a few gadgets because I don't carry that kind of stuff at school. I mean, imagine if I got caught with that kind of stuff. So I need to go home.
So you're suggesting that the group go and do this tomorrow on Saturday?
Yeah, I got it. Hey, let's go. Let's do this tomorrow because we need supplies and there's probably some people at school so we could get in trouble. And that would be like really hurtful if we got in trouble for, academic reasons and stuff. So what do you guys think? Maybe tomorrow we get all of our stuff, gather it together, and then we go on this big dinosaur hunt.
Are you scared?
No. Why would I be I'm just being smart, Holly. I mean, not that you're not smart. I mean, not that you're not smart. I mean, I'm just...
Sounds to me like you're scared. I'm going today.
And I think Darlene goes, I have to be back before dark.
That's fine.
Yeah. I don't. We shouldn't go to Tambo Forest when it's night out. That's the hard forest. That's the difficult one. Holly, you're gonna get lost in there.
But no, Holly, you're right. We should start on this at least tonight. Like if we don't, we'll all just talk ourselves out of it. It'll just become like a thing that we talk about all summer and we never do. So a volleyball net, we can I can help you get a volleyball net from the school.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get stuff and we'll bring it here and we'll leave first thing in the morning. How about that?
This is stupid. This dinosaur's been here for like 100 million years. You could
Someone's
wait
missing. Jeffrey.
Yeah, it's like you don't even care about Jeffrey, Nicole.
Who's Jeffrey again?
What if you were missing and all people could say was, "Who's Nicole again?" How would you feel then? Huh? Dead in a ditch and no one even cares?
Well, I mean, first.
Jeffrey isn't dead.
I didn't. Well, no, that's not what I.
So this isn't about a dinosaur. It's about Jeffrey. He's not a dinosaur. I'm a little confused.
Can it be about multiple things?
I mean, because you're spazzing out about a dinosaur, and I don't think that has anything to do with Jeffrey.
It does. It was what Jeffrey took pictures of just before he disappeared.
Oh, so you think that he got eaten by a dinosaur, and we're gonna go find?
No. He was probably investigating it, and might be lost, or like maybe they caught him and locked him up in the lab. But he's fine. He's obviously fine.
Okay, let's go. Weird. I really want to get some trail mix though, guys. It's great too because we use white macadamia nuts and raisins. Like the California raisins, you know, the ones that dance into the sun.
We got Fritos.
So here is the thing I'm going to put to you. The choice. I think it is entirely possible for the group to go right now and bike over to Tambo Forest. But if you want to do prep, that's going to take time and it's going to get dark before you go. Holly, you're the oldest. What are you pushing for?
I don't think there's really a dinosaur, so we don't really need a net. And yeah, the longer we wait is the longer we've waited.
So it looks like Holly's going to grab her bike and go.
No.
I think if like no one else is coming with me, come back to me because I might be reconsidering. But
okay.
No, I'll go with you because I don't think you'll last a day in those woods.
Buzz grabs his bike.
I think Justin, like, he keeps sort of half-heartedly trying to argue, like, we should gather supplies. Let's go on a daring net stealing run. None of this is working. Okay, yeah, I'll come with you. Let's go get the dinosaur.
That's the worst plan. I'm blaming you, Justin.
It's a great plan, and I'm brave.
Jinxed us too. I'm going to be found dead in a ditch now. Thanks.
And I think at this point, Darlene's like got her bike and she's like starting to get it to pick up speed to get down to the end of the driveway where Buzz and Holly are.
All right, let's take 5 and we'll come back with you 5 arriving at Tambo Forest. So it looks to me like the two strongest people here are definitively Holly and Buzz, and they probably lead the pack as you are riding along on your bikes, with Justin and Nicole perhaps a little less forceful in that. Does that seem like a reasonable assessment?
I agree.
And you've got a general idea. So let's frame the time here. School got out a little before 3. Some of you had some things to do. Probably got to the barn about 4. So probably right now, as we reach Tambo Forest, and because the map is not to scale, we'll say it's like a half hour, 45-minute bike ride over to the forest. And as you are going along, you've noticed that there is more sort of fencing around the woods here. Clearly, since it's not being used as much, they maybe like have put up some barriers for people to get in, and such, and that's a little unusual. And this particular road that cuts past here has kind of been cut off from mainline car access. People can still drive onto it, but they've rerouted some of the traffic. So the two of you at the front, Holly and Buzz, as you're getting close to the spot that you think was the location, you're a little surprised to see a truck parked off on the side of the road.
People?
Going to stop and kind of take a look, or you keep pedaling forward?
Just as I'm riding.
Okay. You see, just it looks like there is somebody walking around outside that truck. They probably haven't seen you yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch Buzz's eye and just kind of jerk my head and then like swerve.
Y'all swerve off too. Doesn't look like a hunter.
The two of you will see your forward rangers swerve off the road and seemingly go into a little more stealth mode.
Uh-oh. I have to jump off of my bike and run alongside it and try to bring it to a halt.
I see you pulling on it to get it to slow down. And if you pull off to the side and watch, Justin, you will see that guy who was talking with Mary is there outside that truck. And he is walking around like he's looking for something.
I know that guy. Hey, I've seen that guy. He was at school today. He was talking to Mary, the librarian. They were like conspiring over something. Wait, what were you shaking? Oh, sorry.
I'm answering.
Yeah, they were. I think they were talking about Jeffrey. This proves it. They must have been. They did something to him together with those dinosaurs. He looks suddenly less sure about his theory.
The librarian?
I'm working with what we have so far. Trying to put something together on the fly.
But you think he knows something?
He's got it right.
Let's follow him.
Yes.
Yes.
She's in her dress and patent leather shoes. She's got her camera out.
We're so gonna die.
Also, Jeffrey is panting a lot right now, or Justin is panting a lot right now. Let me throw that in there.
So the five of you can kind of move over to the edge of the woods and move along, and you will notice two things about this guy. One is that he's definitely like looking around on the ground, like he dropped something. You know, when you're looking for your car keys or whatever, he's definitely looking around. You see him, you know, shifting with his foot the grass and kind of looking around. But the other thing is that as he's doing that, like every 10, 15 seconds, he looks up and looks around like scared that something's coming. Sherry, are you saying something? You're muted.
No, I was unmuting myself.
Okay. So if you kind of move close to do this, I want someone who hasn't rolled yet to make a sneak roll. Who hasn't rolled yet today? Have you rolled, Buzz?
Yeah, for the dodgeball game. It's a weak roll, but
All right. I know Nicole rolled.
Mm-hmm.
Did you roll, Darlene?
No.
Interesting.
Okay, so this is sneaking.
You're rolling
This
4.
is
You got a
sneaking.
chance. You're better than me.
And in fact, don't forget, you have options to help you. You can always call on your pride. If you have an object, you can get yourself 2 extra dice if it fits. And then, of course, you have luck for rerolls.
Yes. Okay, well, I'm gonna, let's see here. Well, let's see, what is my pride? That's,
I have the eye, just like my dad.
that's right. I have to get the right shot of this guy.
Okay. Well, let's have you roll,
Okay,
and then you can invoke that afterwards.
if I need to.
You
I
need
got
to.
you. All right, I'm gonna roll green dice. No, I'm gonna roll green dice. There we go. So I got a 6. Yay!
So you won't be able to get too close, but you can stay out. The group can stay out of this guy's eye. And he looks around. He looks around nervously, and then in the distance, you'll hear something like moving, like kind of like a big animal sound, like a bear, maybe coming through the woods. And this guy, his eyes get wide, and he runs back for his truck.
I take a picture when his eyes go wide.
And if you don't stop him, I'm going to tell you, he looks like he's going to get in his truck, and he will gun the engine and peel out and, you know, send gravel and dirt flying as he turns his truck around to leave.
He's an adult, so Darlene certainly isn't going to do anything to bring attention to herself with him.
Holly?
He looks scared,
Yeah.
and we are still standing here.
Yeah. He's taken off, leaving you here.
Yeah, just shit.
And he guns the engine loud, and takes off down the road, back towards town. And that movement that you heard, that sound of the bear, gets kind of still.
I think like in all the chaos and while people are watching him drive off, Justin is just like hyper focused. Like that guy was looking for something on the ground. He left some evidence behind and he didn't have time to find it. So I think Justin is like halfway out into the middle of that like clearing. Oh no, Darren.
Oh no.
Trying to like look through that area and find what he was looking for and just not thinking through the implications of bear sounds.
Okay. Let's have you roll investigate. Because there are a couple of things to find here.
Let's see. No, where'd you go? Come back here. It's, 1-6.
1-6. So I'm going to give you a piece of basic info that you didn't have to roll for, and then I'm going to give you something else. One of the things is you move up and you see, of course, you see the marks of the peel out of the truck, but you also see that there's like skid marks of a smaller vehicle on the mud and dirt there beside the road. And they kind of clearly come to a stop. And then there are like tracks of another vehicle that kind of go into the woods. And that's something when you get up, you'll see pretty easily. And then your foot will connect with something kind of heavy. And you will see a Bowie knife in the grass there.
So I'm like out in front of everyone and been hanging my Furies on ever thinner branches. Would getting another success by using my pride give me something more here?
Yeah, I'll give you something more.
Because I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm talking about.
You will also see, as you kind of move a little further away and kind of get your perspective, because mostly what you're seeing is those tire tracks like that, and now you got this Bowie knife. There are dinosaur tracks around here. Big, three-pointed claw tracks in a few spots of the soft mud, and then where some of the grass is down.
Yeah, there's still like no connecting of context clues, and he just like turns overjoyed and triumphant to the others and begins waving his arms and yelling, "Look! Look! There's dinosaur tracks over here! They're right here in the mud! You can see them!"
Yeah, absolute terror on on Darlene's face, and yet she has her camera out. I think she's going to go over and see if she could take a quick picture of them.
So yeah, you can move around in CSI, take some shots of the scene. What are you doing when that's going on, Nicole?
I'm trying to not be seen. Like I'm the lookout, because that's a good thing to be, right? You need lookouts so to tell you when trouble's coming. So I'm just trying to not get caught. That's my number one concern.
Looking around, an adult was scared, took off from here.
This is the worst idea.
Dinosaur tracks. What
Tracks
about?
are made by things that are living.
What about you, Holly?
Like everyone chilled out very quickly after that, and like I'm still like, oh, like something was going to happen and then it didn't. And I'm still, I can just take a moment to kind of like, okay, it's fine. It's fine. You're fine. And go over to see the dinosaur prints, but not like, okay, like someone definitely could have made those like crop circles.
Yeah. You move over. People could have faked them. They did a really good job of making them sort of varying. It doesn't look like they must have had some kind of flexible form to do it. But yeah, you could fake this.
Because Jeffrey definitely wasn't taken by dinosaurs. That
does seem like an odd hypothesis. Buzz, what are you doing?
I'm very concerned about people moving around and yelling while there's something potentially like watching us, a creature, if you will. I'm just trying to like read the signs of the wilds and understand what's going on, and also probably intermittently saying, "Stop! Everyone, stop! Stop!"
I love Buzz so much.
So, let's have you roll. What do you think? What do you think is appropriate here for you, kind of keeping a lookout?
Well, I guess investigate, but if I may be so bold as to argue for comprehend, for using my woodsman wherewithal to follow the signs and
I
comprehend
like
what's
that.
going on.
This also brings me to a question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you bring Cop?
I think I had to bring Cop, right?
So Cop ran alongside. So Cop's there. So if you want, you can use your German Shepherd to assist you.
Yes,
and Nicole is also carrying lookout, so she can assist you for a die.
I do it.
Nice.
I'm helping. Not a chicken. Totally a plan.
So if my addition is correct, it's 6 dice, right?
Yeah, look at that. And you've got a ton of luck, too.
Yes. Hopefully we won't need it. Oh, the dice moved around. I think I got a 6, though. That was confusing.
Okay. So the two of you kind of move a little bit. You know, you quiet them down. The other three are looking around these tracks and taking pictures. Holly is looking a little like skeptical now. Belief, skepticism, belief, skepticism. She's been moving back and forth between those poles. And you will see these tire tracks go into the woods, and you can just make out maybe about 30 feet into the woods the back of a car, but somebody has very clearly laid branches and things over it to conceal it. And then you will see out of the corner of your eye, off that way, this reflection of these eyes. Not human, in sort of the darkness of the woods. And they're kind of bobbing and moving very slowly.
Cop is for sure doing that low growl that's not very loud. Yeah. Everyone, stop moving around. Stop talking.
Look back at Buzz. What?
What's going on?
Shut up.
Something is watching us.
Oh.
Does everyone get still and quiet?
Mm-hmm.
Even Justin now?
It's hard, but yeah.
Nicole? Buzz? Kind of watch and wait, and you will see come out from between these trees this thing. You've never seen anything like it. It has a long neck, head. It's that kind of bipedal. In a few years, when Jurassic Park comes out, it will be described. I would use the raptor as an explanation, but it's definitely not one of those. And it's kind of looking around, and it's moving very cautiously and carefully. And you'll see it stop and bends down and takes a big mouthful of like acorns or something. And you hear that crunch. as it kind of, bites, chews on that, and its eyes are still focused on you as it's moving around, like it doesn't know what's going on with the six of you, including Cop. It's about 4.5 feet tall at the shoulder, maybe about 9-10 feet long. The skin is a kind of a reddish gray, mottled.
Lowell, I'm going to take a picture.
Okay. What do you guys do?
Just stare open-mouthed.
Hey?
Darlene. I'm going to take an acorn and also eat it.
Okay. So you put it in your mouth, effectively.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you roll empathize?
A good 3 dice pool. Nice odds, nice odds.
If only you had some trail mix.
It's fine. Got a acorn in my mouth. No, I'm gonna spend some luck.
Okay, you can spend luck afterwards to reroll.
Yes, let me reroll because I got no 6s. I got 1 6.
This thing comes forward towards you. It's big. It takes up the space, and Cop goes that flat of a dog that's like, don't eat me. It's ears down and big, huge head on this thing. And it kind of looks around, and you can hear it breathing. That sort of, and probably get that catch of that warm, wet breath off of it. And it kind of moves, sways, and starts to look around at you. Kind of checks out it does that thing like a deer where maybe it's kind of checking the grass to see if there's anything good to munch, and then kind of brings its head up like it's being casual. And it'll walk over towards you, Holly.
Frozen. Like, it has sharp teeth, yeah? It looks like it could. Okay.
And it kind of comes over, and it...
Like, I'm trying to remember if you're supposed to look them in the eye or definitely not look at them in the eye. Or run or not run.
The thing that strikes you, Holly, now that you've got this thing close and you're kind of frozen, the dinosaur in the picture had a frill. This one doesn't.
It's okay.
And
don't eat me.
It kind of comes up and kind of nudges you and kind of pulls back to see what you do.
Like with its face?
Yeah.
Oof. Very, very slowly, I put my hand up. I don't touch it, but I put my hand up.
And it will kind of put its head forward, like, so that the like what would be the ear nodule, it puts it where your hand is.
Slow smile. You guys, look at this.
Click.
Whoa. It's got a big mama. We're totally going to die.
Holly, how'd you do that?
I didn't do anything.
Can you talk to dinosaurs?
Will let me pat it for real.
Yeah. To kind of scratch at it. it's like it clearly knows what being petted means. It is that sort of like reptile skin, maybe a little bit heavier, maybe a little bit thicker.
Nicole, feed it an acorn.
Give me one.
Just hold your palm flat like a goat.
Do goats have palms?
No, just.
So you bring Holly an acorn, Buzz, and it keeps watching. When people move, it definitely watches.
Then
Holly,
yeah, like thumb down like a horse.
yeah. All right. You put your hand out with the acorn in it, and it will put its mouth there to take it, and it drools. And so it eats that and kind of crunches on it there. And your hand is just covered with dinosaur spit.
You God, gross.
I take another picture.
I imagine we hear the as you're doing the wind forward. And then in the distance, you'll hear and you see this thing go, and its head goes up and looks around. And then it takes off into the woods.
We should run.
I think that's what I do too. When I see it panic, I panic.
Frozen there for a second because that felt so magical.
What do you always want to do? Some of you are frozen, some of you are panicking.
I think Darlene has a bike that she has to haul up. So she's over there getting her bike upright and then running down the road with it.
So Darlene's taking off. Justin?
I think it's sort of the like stunned silence for a couple of seconds, but the squeaking of the bike going forward sort of snaps him out of it, and he'll rush over to where Holly is and where their bikes are, and be like, are you okay? Did it do something?
And just like look at you with like this look of like, oh my God.
I think we should run.
Yeah.
Buzz, have you run?
Yeah, for sure. After that thing took off, I took off with.
And as soon as you kind of break, Cop is out 10 feet ahead of you. Like he's like, oh, we're running now? I'm out of here too. Like, gone. Nicole.
Oh yeah. Oh, super. Yeah. I don't have to be the fastest. I just got to be faster than the slowest.
Okay. You kind of take a look. You kind of see that car that you spotted that you didn't have a chance to check out what that was. Note the position, and you will run. And the five of you can hop on your bikes and pedal like the devils at your heels. And it takes you less time to get back to the barn because that sort of adrenaline panic fuel that you will feel. And you get back kind of probably like late dinner time.
Okay. So when we get in there, I think that I'm going to do an unprecedented thing and try to close the barn doors.
Yeah, I'll help you.
Okay. Yeah. So get in, take your bikes in there, panic. Cop goes to his little doghouse that sometimes he doesn't want to go into, but he goes into it now. And kind of pull the barn door shut with a resounding boom.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh
What was that? Was that a dinosaur? Was that 2 dinosaurs?
It was a dinosaur. Oh my
I have
god.
pictures of a dinosaur. Wait,
Did it lick you? It looked like it licked you.
No, it just drooled over my hand. It's great.
Oh, so cool.
oh my-
Nicole, you seem. I mean, are you unimpressed? Are you terrified? Are you
Mostly.
just trying to conceal your excitement?
Mostly like this is gonna end up with bad stuff. It's amazing. It definitely didn't help us get Jeffrey, but I don't even understand why dinosaurs are here, but then we have like the loop, so maybe they're alien creatures, but we get in a lot of trouble and we still don't know anything about Jeffrey, and so this was I don't know. I need to. She opens up her notebook and starts typing stuff down.
Okay. Are we going to go back out tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we have to, right?
Because there was some stuff in the woods that we couldn't see, right? But we know there's something even bigger out there.
And something worse. I
Yes.
don't know if we should go back.
You were just gonna not?
Those
You
were
wanna just leave all that there?
Well, yeah, those woods are dangerous. People are disappearing in them because there's dinosaurs.
Who else is disappearing?
Well, I mean, there's Jeffrey. I'm just assuming there's a pattern. Dinosaurs have to eat, right? I mean, not that Jeffrey's eaten.
Well, that one definitely didn't eat him. It was
Maybe the other one. I mean, but not Eden. There's another one. So we got to think some things.
We should tell our parents.
what are our
Oh,
parents
like
gonna
they're
do?
even gonna believe us.
They won't believe us.
We have the pictures.
Right?
That doesn't mean anything. You think they're gonna help?
Well, it's not like we can Photoshop things.
Wait, what?
God, what am I-
And she stops and she goes, "You guys, I used up all my photo paper. So I can't get any until tomorrow." She goes, "Listen, they were attracted by sound, right? So if we take something out there that makes noise in one place, it'll go there. Right?
I mean, that'll probably work.
So maybe like clapper toy things, like the little monkeys, or like a radio, or
Yeah,
something
Nicole,
like
let
that.
us borrow one of your hand radios.
The dinosaur might eat it.
Nicole, is one of the ham radios you have here, is it battery powered?
Of course. Like, why would I bring one to plug in a ham rate? Like, yes. Do we want to use my radio?
If we had two, could talk into one, and it would make the noise if we had the volume turned up, so it would draw it away from us.
Okay.
Isn't that how they work?
Well, yeah. We could also. I mean, I have access to some walkie-talkies. Not like military grade. They're just regular consumer grade. They only have like a click range. But it's got the cool thing where you can do the SOS and the Morse code on the side of the. One of them I have to put back together because I was looking at how it works.
Nicole, are these a set of Star Wars walkie-talkies?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to establish that.
I have to paint over them.
Buzz!
Yeah, I think we all jump.
Shh. There's a lot of like shh going on.
That's just my mom.
It's your sister.
Oh, it's just my sister.
Mom wants to know if your little friends are staying for dinner. She made Mexican casserole.
You guys want some casserole?
And Darlene goes, I love casserole.
I guess Darlene will stay.
Okay, she says if they're going to stay, they should call their parents. Otherwise, they ought to get home.
I gotta go. But I'll get the walkie-talkies tomorrow. Saturday. It's Saturday.
Yep.
Do you make arrangements to like meet back here or meet at the school or what?
Are we getting the net?
The net's not big enough.
Right.
So meet back at the barn. Justin, are you staying for dinner?
I think there's a mention of home, and like through all of this craziness that's been going on the whole day, suddenly breaks through the like shining image of that new TV and VCR, and I set up like the first test recording of a show this afternoon that I would normally never see. I'm like, God, I gotta get home and try it.
So definitely Nicole and Justin are taking off. Holly?
Yeah, I'll stay for dinner because home is the last place I ever want to be.
All right. And it's casserole.
Casserole. Put it on my recipe card.
You will come in.
That's smart.
There's the side door that walks into a sort of an outdoor porch and then into the kitchen. Buzz's mom has made this. Essentially, it's taco meat and cheese and Fritos and beans as a casserole there. She got the recipe, off the Frito bag, and she has made a big thing of that. Then she's got a Jello dessert that she has made, a nice lime Jello with carrots and grapes in it. That is there for dessert. And your sister eats, remarkably quickly, I think, Buzz.
How old is his sister?
She's a senior.
Okay. So older than me.
Yeah. You're a kid in her estimation. And she dated like a college kid because she dated Nicole's brother. Let's do the Justin Nicole conversation, and then let's come back to the dinner, and then we'll look at some everyday stuff. So Nicole?
Yeah, they head out away from the farm. I assume that like going there's like gravel road, and then you get the actual asphalt road, so you can ride a little bit easier. And when they're coasting down a slope, Nicole looks over at Justin. It was pretty cool.
I mean, that was like so cool, right?
It's terrifying. I mean, I don't know what the bigger thing was. It was probably an Allosaurus. Everybody likes Tyrannosaurus Rex, but really the Allosaurus was much more terrifying.
Oh man, we should get books. They're like fossil guides that have footprints, right? We can compare it. We can figure out what it is. We could maybe even name it if it's a new one. Oh, but someone else made it, so they probably named it. We're just babbling along about dinosaur discoveries.
So we're going to get back in time for Max Headroom.
I actually have it set up to tape on the VCR. My mom got a VCR.
A VCR? Wow, that's cool. That's really cool. I'd like to see that VCR.
Do you want to come over and watch? I mean, my mom probably won't even notice. She'll be off in her office, like doing something.
We don't have to like watch 2020, right?
Well, I mean, I guess I could watch it later.
Wait, can you like record one show while watching another channel?
everybody has
I don't
VCRs,
even
but he has
know.
a super nice VCR.
It's nice. So maybe we could like watch Max Headroom and record Full House, and then that would be kind of great. So I've missed Full House for months now.
I guess we can watch Full House.
Geez, I'm sorry.
But we get to watch Max Headroom too, right?
Right, we're gonna watch Max Headroom.
It's cool. Oh my god, it's so cool. You can set the clock to military time or to like Japanese time.
Japanese time? Is that like a time zone thing, or is it display in Japanese? I'm a little...
It's just like weird slashes or something.
Oh, sweet. I couldn't read it.
So the two of you will ride on. Your sister eats super fast, and you know, you hear the honk of one of her friends pulling up, and she's like, "I gotta go, Mom," and she is out the door with her little purse and a backpack, weirdly, heading out to the car.
Maybe she's going to study.
She's trying to go to college.
This casserole is very good.
Oh, I'm glad you like it. It's two kinds of cheese.
And she kind of goes, I really love how crunchy the Fritos are on top.
Yeah. Tomorrow, the second day, they get a little softer, but today, they're aces today.
Yeah, I like how crunchy they are too, Darlene.
Do you have a recipe?
Yeah. And she will go over to the Frito bag, and she will very carefully take her kitchen scissors, and she will cut it out of the bag, and she will bring that over to you.
Mom, can you just write it down?
But it's already printed.
Sorry, Holly.
It's for class. Shut up.
So, what did you kids do today?
Oh, we rode our bikes. We went out to the forest.
And that's all we did.
Not like
Then we rode back.
just some woods nearby, not like a forest.
Where's Cobb?
He's just fell asleep at the barn.
Okay. She said, well, I'm going to go watch Jeopardy. So you three can finish up. Will you wash the dishes when everyone's done, Buzz?
That's Patty's job.
Patty's not here, is she?
Go wash them.
Well, thank you, Darlene.
I guess I'll help you, Darlene.
Thank you.
She'll say there's some Faygo in the fridge if you'd like a little pop.
Darlene seems thrilled with all of these things.
It's a big 2-liter of strawberry Faygo in the fridge.
Yeah, I think as we're cleaning up the dishes, your mom's super nice.
Yeah, she's okay, I guess.
No, she's a really nice lady.
I mean, I guess so. She's just like mom.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
I'm sure your moms are nice too.
Yeah. Most days. Yeah. So where does the casserole pan go?
Buzz, do you remember that Holly's mom is gone?
Oh,
After you say that?
I don't think I remember, no. Because we don't, like, aside from these, like, little things, it's not like we talk at school or anything. And I think I'm just being a dumb 10-year-old and just assuming.
Yeah, so there's like sudden silence, and I just like shoved the dishes at you.
Well, Holly, if you didn't want to help, you didn't have to. You were a guest.
Just do it.
Okay. Do you want some Faygo?
What kind?
I think everyone wants a strawberry. It's on the fridge.
I'll get some.
And it's a very odd fridge because it's a farmer's fridge, so there's lots and lots of egg cartons in there, and wrapped up things, and you have to dig back to find the Faygo at the back.
Why do you have so many eggs in here?
Well, where else are we gonna keep the eggs?
Do you eat all of them?
Farm. No, we like sell them, or sometimes we trade them to some of the other farmers. For, like,
Did somebody say eggs?
No, Mom, don't worry about it.
Tell your little friends they can take a dozen if they want. They're fresh.
Now you have to take some eggs. She's not gonna let you leave without them.
Okay.
Well, now I know it. And like just kind of under her breath, like I'm not gonna taper them.
You're gonna taper
I'm thinking back to home ec class. I for eggs today.
Yeah, Darlene has no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, it's just, I think I see my mom do that. You just pour some hot water in them, right?
I guess.
I don't know. You can just like cook them, right? Why put hot water in them?
Right? Just like hard boil them or whatever.
Mrs. Peterson comes back in and she says, "It is getting a little late. Can I drive you girls home? I've got the truck. You can put your bikes in the back."
No, Mom, don't drive in the truck. That's so embarrassing.
And I turn back and I go, actually, that would be good because I don't know if I'll get back before dark. And she goes, there's no street lights on our road.
Holly?
Yeah, I guess.
Great. And make sure you get a dozen eggs.
Okay.
And she's like a hawk. She makes sure.
Are they brown eggs?
Oh yeah, brown and green.
I think I definitely opened this. Like, what's wrong with them?
They're fresh. They're from our hens out there. That's what they look like when they're not store bought.
Okay.
They're very rich. So if you're gonna do anything like bake with them, you want to use maybe one less egg. Sometimes you'll get a double yolker.
Do you ever get like the babies?
No, they shouldn't be fertilized.
Okay.
I might break them into a little bowl, so you don't get the shell or anything in them before you put them into the big bowl.
My paranoia returns.
Buzz, do you want to ride with us? You can sit in the back.
Oh, yeah. I think I love sitting in the back of the truck.
Okay, yeah. And Mrs. Peterson is surprisingly strong, and so she is able to heft your bike up into the cab of this truck, and she's like, "That's quite a bike."
Yeah. And she goes, "Yep, my uncles found it in the shed behind the house."
And she will drive you home, and probably get home just as it's getting dark.
Bye, Darlene. See you at school tomorrow or Monday, whatever time is.
Yep. Good night, Holly. Good night, Buzz. And then she runs off into her crazy big house.
Let's do a kind of cut there and do like an everyday scene for people. We can either do it that evening or the morning. Do you guys mind doing a real life thing? Do a little bit of that. Let's start with sort of where we left off, with oh God, now the names have gone out right of my head. Justin. Do you want an evening scene either with Nicole there or afterwards, or a morning scene? What would you like?
I don't know. I felt like there could be more with that Nicole thing.
Yeah, so you get there and come home, and yeah, that this is a really nice TV. Then this is a double cassette VCR with programmable things, and not one of the slide-ins, but one where you push it and then it gently lifts up on the top. So you put it in and then you gently, it's like whisper smooth. You can hit them at the same time and they come up simultaneously. And you can program each one independently.
Oh, it's VHS. I see. We have Betamax.
Oh, well, I mean, if I'd gone with her, maybe I would have gotten Betamax, but apparently the guy at the store said like VHS is going to be the thing.
Sure.
Your mom comes in. Tell me, Justin, what is Nicole going to notice about your mom? Probably met her before, but what's the on camera? What's the element that we see that we note?
I think it's her hair. Like, I've always, growing up, been used to her just like being sort of mid-length and casual with her hair. It's often back in a ponytail or whatever. But I think like now with her job, she's got like the perfect sort of hairsprayed helmet sort of thing of like business hair.
She'll be like, Nicole, how are you?
I'm really good, Mrs. Thomas. Your hair looks nice. I really like how big it is.
Thank you. Have you two eaten already?
No.
I think there's like a loud grumble from Justin's stomach. No.
She said, well, I'm going to run out and I'll get us some KFC.
Oh, that would be great. It's not too much trouble.
No, I was going to get some for around for the weekend. Yeah. Are you staying over, Nicole?
Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Just make sure you call your parents.
Okay, I'll call them right now.
It's a little unusual that your mom would do that, Justin. Like usually she would either, call in something or get something out of the fridge.
Why are you getting more for the weekend?
Because I may be running around doing some things this weekend, so I want to make sure you had food in the fridge.
Oh, you're like not going to be here? Why are you working on the weekend?
I've got some office business that they asked me to do this weekend.
But it's Saturday.
That's why it's called the weekend.
Well, then why are you going to work?
Because they asked me to come in on the weekend.
Weird.
And she's, well, okay. Anyway, I'm going to go get the KFC. And she heads out.
I think as soon as she moves, Nicole kind of punches Justin's arm. What are you doing?
Ow!
Oh my God, grow up here, okay? Your mom has to work. That's why you have nice stuff. Don't give her a hard time.
What? I wasn't giving. It's just. I mean, like,
you're gonna be hanging around with us chasing dinosaurs. So what do you care? Plus, KFC is awesome.
I mean, yeah, it is. The first couple times, it's. I don't know.
If you're
it's just
sick of KFC, then we'll swap out some macaroni casserole for KFC. 1 for 1, buddy.
Well, no, it's just that. I mean, like she used to make macaroni casserole or like spaghetti night. We never have spaghetti night.
Oh God, spaghetti night's the best.
I know, right? But no, it's just, I mean, our fridge is just like boxes now.
Well, if you were in home ec, you would know how to cook for yourself. I could show you some stuff, and then you don't have to be a big whiny sissy baby because your mom brings home the bacon.
Rather be in home ec where nobody says words like bandsaw or safety glasses. But no, boys aren't supposed to join home ec. It wouldn't be cool.
Totally. I mean, home ec is kind of interesting. I did some egg stuff today. It was pretty cool.
What's egg stuff?
Oh, like I tempered an egg. It's really complicated, but
Was
it's
it
a
angry?
great skill to have. No. Do you want to temper an egg? I mean, we are already recording. It's all set up to record, right? We're not messed up with the Japanese version.
No, I mean, it's definitely going to record now. Or 11 hours ago. I'm not sure which.
See you in military time. You're the worst. I think Nicole will take him into the kitchen and start going through the fridge to try to figure out what there is and see if they can cook something.
Yeah, if you want to temper an egg, you probably can make like a homemade mac and cheese kind of thing, and that would be the reason to do it.
Making some mac and cheese.
Okay, and your mom is going like. Your first, you may be a little bit worried because she eventually comes home, but just maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes longer than you would have expected it to take for her to go get KFC.
Well, I guess that works out because like the macaroni would just be like getting ready when she comes home.
Oh, she's like, oh, aren't you the little Holly homemaker?
Yeah,
mostly Justin. He did lots of this.
Well, Nicole was showing me we're worried it wouldn't be ready by the time you got home, but man, it must have been like traffic.
I ran into one of my coworkers at the KFC, and we were chatting about having to work on Saturday.
About work and the weekends, and because you just talk to people about work now.
And she'll pull out. She's got everything: mashed potatoes, potato wedges, coleslaw, the little barbecue flavor ones that are super sticky and unpleasant. Original recipe, crispy. It's all there.
I think it just is a weirdness. Like she goes around and she pulls out the like plates and forks and knives to put everything on rather than the like plastic ware that it comes with.
And I'm going to cut away from that little domestic scene then. Holly. Mrs. Peterson drops you off at your house?
Yeah. Is my dad's car still there?
Oh, yeah. It looks like it hasn't moved.
Okay. I grab my eggs and go inside.
Okay. And your dad is there, and he is watching like the Friday night programming, whatever, ABC Family Block or whatever. You just see him kind of flipping through the channels. He's like, hey.
Hey. Did you get any bread?
Oh, bread. I knew there was something I forgot. And you see him kind of look, and he kind of looks over at the empty cans, and he's like, I'll go get it now. And he gets up to go out, and I gotta go out and get some stuff anyway. I'll go get bread.
It's okay. I have eggs.
And he's like, is that for bread?
No, like for eggs.
So you don't need bread?
I don't think so.
Okay, well then I just won't stop and get bread. And he
Never mind.
And he goes out. He's clearly sober, but he's clearly out of beer.
Okay. I will make myself an omelet
Okay.
and have one too.
Is it a plain omelet, or do you have any what kind of random fixings might you have for an omelet in this house?
Definitely some ketchup once it's finished. I think I use like 6 eggs, and it's almost gone.
And the thing is, when you cook with fresh farm eggs, like you're at least like a little bit worried because it makes the darker yellow omelets.
Something's probably wrong with them.
Yeah, but
Buzz gave me bad eggs.
They are rich. They are super rich. And your dad comes back, and you see that he's got like a bag with some candy bars, like Carmelos and Rolos and stuff. You can just picture him grabbing them from the little thing by the cash register at the liquor store, and oh, here, I got some dessert.
Wow. Are those Rolos?
Yeah. Is this omelet supposed to be this color?
I think so.
Okay.
It tastes fine.
He'll try it. And he's like, that's really good.
Wow.
Wow. No, that's really good.
So I've got, and I'm like, I run like get the recipe thing, and I'm like, so I got this one, and it's got eggs in it, but I need this stuff too.
Okay. Write it on a thing, put it on the fridge, and I'll go get that for you tomorrow.
Thanks, Dad.
And yeah, he kind of doesn't realize how important this is to you, but he eats the rest of this omelet like with a kind of an animation that you haven't seen for a while. Let's cut to not Nicole, to Darlene. Darlene, you get home.
Yep. And I have my bike and I run it back towards the shed. And then I run to the back house where my uncles live. And I knock on the door.
And Albie will open the door, and he's like, "Oh, you're home."
I'm home, and I had casserole, so I have to put it on the chart.
Okay.
All right. Then we go over to the chart, and essentially we chart all of the different casseroles that we've had through the year to see which casserole is trending for the wakes and all of the things that we go to. So it's another vote for Frito casserole.
And they kind of roll their eyes at that. Since that is to them the bottom of the casserole food chain, and Albie says, on Sunday, we're having one of the pastors over after church, and some of his family in the backyard. So we're going to be doing that. So if you could be around.
Okay. All right. I will be. Should I wear? She goes, which pastor?
It's one of those newfangled youth faiths, so you can actually dress a little more casually.
All right. That sounds great. I just didn't want to have to do the little gloves and everything. Okay.
Yeah, don't have to do that.
All right. Yep. I will see you. And I go, and I stop and I go, is Mom? Did she drive up to Chicago?
She was going to, but I think she put that off until tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And I will leave. I just stopped by to put the casserole mark on.
Okay.
So she runs back to the house, to the big house.
And you go and you see your mom is reading the Chicago Tribune. She's clearly got, gets that down here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a couple days old, but you see her kind of looking through it, and she's like, "Oh, what time is it?"
And she goes, "Oh, it's just 6:45 or so, right? At least." And she sort of looks at 6:50 now. And she goes, "I went to the Petersons for dinner.
Oh, they seem like nice folks.
They're very nice. We had casserole." She makes the eyes.
What kind?
Frito.
Ugh.
I like it.
There's no accounting for taste these days.
You. So, and she'll sit down next to her and pick up one of the different sections of the Tribune and look through it too.
The Chicago Tribune has the best comic section, probably, a full page, and then a second page of slightly more adult cartoons. And
That I don't get, but I read.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll figure out what's going on. Yeah. I will read through those, but then I'll actually turn to like the other sections because I know that my mom's looking for clues about my dad, so I look too.
Okay. It's just a mass of words in some ways.
It's not about my dad.
She will say, I'm heading up to Chicago tomorrow. I should be back Monday.
Okay.
Your uncle's having somebody over on Sunday if you can help out with that.
Mm-hmm. They already asked me. So.
And there's a service on Tuesday.
Okay.
Just so you know.
All right.
I don't know if they have kids that are coming or not, but you might want to ask Albie.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
And she will turn back. And I cut back to Buzz. Once they drop the kids off, your mom has you right up front with her.
Why couldn't I stay in the pickup, whatever it's called?
Because you don't have to sit in the cab. You can just sit up front in the passenger seat like a regular person.
I'm like leaning out the window.
And she says, Holly said you kind of gave her a hard time.
What? What are you talking about?
She wouldn't say because she was upset, and I asked her what was going on, and she said that you and her had a little fight.
When?
The other day, I don't know. It was after I got back with your dad.
Wait, are you talking about the kitchen where I forgot, or earlier?
This is what I think she's referring to your sister's when you told her that she shouldn't go to college.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry, I think I got the name wrong there. That's
okay. Oh, well, I don't know. I thought that's what we like. I thought that's what that we wanted her to do. We need help, right?
Yes, but how do I put this? The last person in the world she's going to listen to about that is her little brother.
What does that mean? I'm her little brother. She should listen to me.
No, that's not how this works. She says, "Look, I'm negotiating with her about this, and we're gonna figure this out. I'm hoping we can find some kind of compromise. The Ohio Tech community, they have a branch here, and they do a few distance learning courses. So I'm hoping that we can get her to do that rather than go away anywhere."
So I'm just not supposed to care. Just supposed to just let the adults figure it out.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. I'm glad you got it, Buzz.
I wipe my eyes. I'm like, she's a senior. We just don't hang out anymore. What if she moves away and just never see her again?
And mom kind of pauses and she goes, if someone goes away, we don't see him again, we'll deal with that. I need you to be strong about this.
Just feels like our family's falling apart.
Yeah, it does. And she gets quiet the rest of the ride home.
Yeah, just keep hanging my head out the window.
Okay. So let's cut forward to the next day. I think we can probably get a little bit of the setup and then in the kind of cut, or we can cut here. What do you guys think? Any voices strongly in either direction?
I'm okay with cutting here. So I think we're just gonna set up to go back out, right?
Yeah.
But
So let's stop here. Let's do XP. And let's do stars and wishes. We know that the next day you're going to head out to hunt the dinosaur, find Jeffrey, figure out what's going on. So let me go through the XP questions. It's 5 XP, gets you a skill, raise it by 1. And so for this session, everybody's going to get 1 XP for participating.
mm-hmm.
And then, Rich, were you in trouble because of your problem or your relationships?
I don't think so. Let me look at them real quick. Can't let anyone know I'm a geek. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think actually you pushed Holly's buttons pretty hard there.
Yeah, okay. I mean, the part of like not stepping up for Holly in the class at home ec. Okay, cool. I'll take it.
I'll give you a point for that. What about you, Darlene?
Let's see here. My problem is that my mom is worried all the time. But I don't think that I did anything because of that yet.
What about your relationships either with the NPC or with the other characters? Any of that
Didn't
kind of
run
push
into
you?
Miss Stacy, and let's see here. I didn't get myself into trouble.
Okay, that seems fair.
If that makes any sense. So 1.
Holly, what about you?
Definitely in home ec class, but then also like Buzz's family.
Yeah.
I feel like.
And all of this is coming from your connection to Jeffrey too. So I'll give you a point for that. Justin?
I also think the whole connection with Jeffrey led us into a lot of this, and I think set up potential problems or strife with Nicole in the future.
Absolutely. So give yourself a point. And Buzz?
I don't think so. I think it was a pretty tame session as far as problems and relationships go for me.
Okay. Yeah, you were a little bit reliable. Actually, I'll give you a point because you called on the wouldn't survive a day in the woods. You get a call back for that, which I love.
Okay,
so I'll give you a point for that.
I'll take it.
Nicole, did you use struggle with your pride today?
Smartest kid in school. I mean, I pushed it a bit. I think poking at Justin a few times. Maybe struggle though. I don't know what struggle means, but
it means it caused you some tension. It generated some moments. So I'll give you a point.
Okay.
Darlene, you used your pride.
Yes, I used it, and I got myself into potential trouble. Not actual trouble, luckily.
Okay.
But I went out there into the clearing so I could get pictures.
I will give you a point.
Thank you.
Holly.
Yup.
Yeah, we saw you echo the same scene there with different different results, so give you a point for that. Justin?
Oh yeah, I ran out into the middle of a dinosaur clearing for my bride.
Yes. And Buzz?
Oh yeah, for sure. They pedaled after Holly at the very least. But then all the woodland stuff, I think, was definitely like they need to be.
I like that. Yeah. Now, the last question is: did you put yourself at risk for the other kids, Nicole? No, you were definitively holding back. Darlene?
I think so. I mean, it definitely was pushing to go out there because we needed to do the thing for Holly and Justin.
That seems fair. Give you a point for that. Holly?
I don't think so.
Don't think so? Being the one who the dinosaur came to and you did.
I mean, that wasn't like putting myself in front of anything for anyone.
You're the one that fed an acorn too.
So did Buzz.
That's right.
But I'll take it if you want to give it to me.
I'll give you a point.
I ate my own acorn. I didn't feed it.
He didn't feed it. You noticed that he made you do that, so I think it's worth a point. Justin? I'm going to run out and check that stuff without anybody. It's backup. I think that is absolutely fair for a point. And then Buzz.
Maybe like going out and like spotting the eyes and
following up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't back off. You didn't run. I'll give you a point. Nice. And then I think the last question is, did you learn something new? Which I think everyone did. So everybody can get a point for that.
Yeah. And is it 5 XP get you?
5 XP will allow you to raise a skill by 1 or buy a new skill. You can save up to 10. At 10 points, you have to spend.
And what is buying a new skill? This is probably the...
Oh, so like you don't have anything in calculate or program, you could buy a point in that.
Okay, so raising stats is what we do with these. Okay.
Yeah, the only thing you can't do, you can't raise, your stats are set, but any of those skills can be raised. I would like to do stars and wishes. Stars being things you liked, things you want to point at as good play, or things you like about the system or about characters, setting, any of that stuff. And then go around for wishes. After we do the stars, we'll go a second time around for that. Wishes being things that you'd like to see more of, things you wish you had seen in play, things you'd like to see pressed on, all of those kinds of requests or thoughts or things that you have questions about. So Rich, I'm going to start with you with stars.
Definite star to Darren. Buzz is such a great little brother. And then the stars to both of you and Lowell for that scene with the mother and Buzz and the ride back. That was very poignant. In a quick star, I don't know if I'm supposed to only do one, but
you do what you do.
Okay, the fully realized home life of Darlene, the weirdo, and the casserole stuff, like that whole shtick was really lived in. Like, so I the whole thing of like, do I need to wear gloves and the pastor and all that I was like, did they work this out before the game? Like, is this a pattern that they like, oh, I'm gonna write a list of like, here the pastors, but no, it just was a thing. It was really amazing to watch the two of you flow like that. It's so good.
Sherry, stars?
I have to give all the points to Sarah and Holly for just kind of ripping my heart out over and over again. So that is the perfectly quietly played, desperately, outside of where she wants to be character. It's beautiful.
Awesome. Sarah?
All the food in this session, just like the weird 80s things that like I never have actually experienced myself, but like I can recognize it, like the Frito spoon, like all the soda, and the weird other things like you absolutely would not eat these days.
Yes.
And now I really want KFC.
Oh yeah. Back when KFC actually was decent, I think. Awesome. Patrick. Oh, Patrick's frozen.
I was gonna say, he looks so thoughtful, though.
Yes.
I was waiting for some really good stars there because it's just so. It's the perfect.
Darren?
Stars for the table for everybody. I think everyone's personifications of their characters are just so good, and they are so full of like full 3D characters. Holly's home life, and just Holly's interactions between people about her home life are so good. And then the like lived in feel of Darlene's home life, and again casserole statistics, very good. I really appreciated Justin's techie home stuff. The whole conversation between Justin and Nicole about what show they're gonna watch and what they're gonna record felt very good. And then Nicole is so quiet and trying so hard not to be a nerd. I love it so much. I just love all of it. And then interacting with everybody, of course, is just a joy coming from that.
Yeah, I want to generally second everybody's willingness to lean into and do those home scenes, and live in those moments. We're adding detail, but they are very much a color thing in some ways, and it's one of the things I really like about how this game kind of sets up. I think it can be in any game, but Tales from the Loop really does lean into that. So I think I want to say I appreciate that from everyone. Well, we'll see if Patrick comes back. We'll give him a bite at stars if he comes back in. But let's come to the wishes, Rich. Oh, hang on. I'm going to make you pause. Patrick?
Hey, sorry, storm came up and killed my internet.
Oh. Do you have any stars you want to throw?
Yes. There were many things I thought of over the session, but the ones that sort of stick out to me in the panic of trying to get my internet back were Sherry with Darlene. There was something earlier in the session that I can't remember, but that stuff with the casserole statistics, the like death meal charts at the end was, like Rich said, it was just so complete and just there, and like I don't know if you saw, but it killed me laughing. Just the thought of this as like a family hobby, or at least one that you're forcing on your family. It was delightful. And Lowell, all the shit with the eggs at the end. I have lived on a farm with chickens, and I've known lots of people that lived with chickens, and I know intimately that like existential horror of being given a pack of like farm grown natural eggs, and like I have nightmares about bloody yolks or like feathers in them, and you said double yolk, and like my stomach turned. I just that whole, and you can't get away without taking a dozen of them. You just can't. So that whole thing it killed me. I loved it.
Awesome. Now, as I was saying before, we're going to do witches. So, Rich, do you have any wishes or witches that you?
I'm going to go broom riding with Cat. That's the witch that I want. All in all, it was a really good session. The moments of wonder with the dinosaur was so unexpected. I just always expect everybody to go for the jump scare and the getting eaten. And so I wish more of that, even though it might be off tone with what Tales from the Loop wants, which is more Stranger Things, runaway, scary with the weird.
No, I think you're on the right path. I think
Okay.
that's what the Loop wants. The later game wants the other thing.
Okay. I really want Nicole to get actual pressure for being nerdy. Like, it's always this threat, and I don't want to just like flop on the table as her little friends are less of the background giggling and more like the heavy pressure. So we see the price she pays for being openly nerdy. Because believe it or not, guys, back in the 80s, probably not today, I don't know for sure, but back in the 80s, there was a price to pay.
I think that's fair. Certainly, you take a deliberate step to counter what your parents wanted. So I think there's a price to be paid there. Okay. That's good to know. Sherry, wishes?
Probably the usual 6 or 7 more sessions of this.
Okay.
There you go. No, this is rolling along really well, and every single one of the other characters has surprised me and added some depth and things I didn't expect with the character, and it's just been delightful. So the only thing I wish for is maybe more of that, and
Okay.
I think it's going to roll out that way anyway. So I'm going to win.
Okay. Sarah?
What? I guess the chance to kind of dwell on the inter-character stuff a little bit more. I feel like we're kind of barreling toward this mystery thing. But like, I really did want a chance, and I shouldn't have spoken up, but like the chance to talk to Nicole about some of the stuff that happened. Like, we didn't really.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
Yeah, no, that's a really good idea. Let's. I want to encourage people to call those pairing scenes, and I'll try and make the room for that. I think that's a really good point, because you do have such different relationships. So yeah, that's great to hear. Anything else?
Want the dinosaur back.
Okay.
This is cool.
Patrick.
I'm mostly just going to copy people, but I'll agree with Rich that that surprise wonder at the magicalness of things, like the scary magicalness of things. Like, it's not normal. It's a little frightening, but that whole moment with the dinosaur was just so quiet and extended out in this lovely way, and then like it slurping the acorn up out of her hand was just the most beautiful thing. So I think just more like a chance to be wide-eyed and wondered at these weird things, but also and this is sort of a wish for me, and echoing some of what Sarah said, of like, I want to try and move Justin past the sort of like wide-eyed dopey thing, and part of that is like I want to we work together very well this time, and I also want to like explore some of those social conflicts and catches, and we have a lot of relationships that look even if you're just sort of like squinting from a distance, but there are really a lot of like misconceptions and different views on the sides of our relationships. So I want to try and focus more on pulling up the harder options in those small scenes than going with the easy ones, which is a lot of what I did this time, I felt like.
Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to be planning for, to lean into, and definitely I think it's good to think about where those characters can go. So I think that's very cool. Darren.
Yeah, I kind of just want more space to dig into the character relationships, and I definitely would like to see that character growth sort of like foils between the characters. I definitely want to put Nicole on the spot for being a nerd, as I am a hick, And I definitely want to put Justin on the spot for being too smart because I'm hick. And I definitely want to, I don't know, like wrestle with Holly or something because I'm a hick. I don't know. And then hopefully ask Darlene out on a date by the end of it.
Excellent. The one thing I'll say is the characters have a drive, which is the drive to solve the mystery. It's the one thing whenever I run this that doesn't get touched on as much, and I need to get better about that and find opportunities to let you express your drive. So that's one thing for me. All right. Well, thank you all very much. I appreciate you taking the time to do this, and I look forward to seeing the Dino Hunt next time. I'm going to stop the broadcast.